I got my car stolen a few weeks ago, and here's what I learned. So first off, let me paint the picture. This is what happened. I had gone out to get my car. I had parked it at my neighbor's house that night, and I pulled it just around in front of my house. And I took my fob off and left the key in and left the car running so that it would warm up. I swear I locked it with my fob. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. My other neighbors and I see them do this all the time. You know, you warm your car up in the wintertime. This is why you need a remote start. So the next thing I know, I go to leave the house and I step outside and it's gone. It's just gone. There's nowhere in sight. I have no idea what's going on. I panic. I call the police. I'm like, my car is missing. So I talk to them. I talk to the insurance company. I'm like, my car's stolen. It is what it is. The police dispatcher talked to me for a few minutes, and then later on, I got a call from one of the detectives around the area. They asked me some questions about the car, you know, if there were any identifying marks or anything like that. And then about 3 or 4 hours later, I got a call, and they had found it. And when they found my car, there was someone in it. There was drug paraphernalia in it. There was a printer in the back and fake checks. Everything in my car was gone, including my daughter's car seat. They'd taken the license plates off. There was some damage. There was like a piece, when I went to pick it up, there was like a piece of the vehicle, maybe the underside, just on the ground behind it. They'd taken the fuse box cover out and had been like messing with the fuses. Anyways, it was a whole thing. And so I went to pick it up later that night. The detective brought me the keys, and when my husband got home, we went and picked up the car. And there was still some paraphernalia when I got in, and it smelled like smoke, and it was not good. So I wiped down the steering wheel, you know, I made sure that I did that and everything, and then I drove it the few blocks back to my house. It was literally like a 7-minute drive from my house where they found this vehicle. But once I got it home, the insurance company had gotten a hold of the detective, and he had taken pictures before because he actually kind of cleaned it up a little bit, which was nice because I found out like they don't have to do that, you know, but he did try and pick it up a little bit. So there was not as much paraphernalia when I picked it up, but he sent photos to the insurance agent showing a lot more. So they sent a tow truck to come get the car, and then eventually they totaled it out. And the reason why they totaled it was because of the drug paraphernalia, because they deemed it not safe. So the way the insurance agent described it to me is they use a third party to determine the actual cash value of my vehicle. And that's done by looking at similar vehicles that are being sold with, you know, similar mileage and all that. This is technically my husband's vehicle, and he owned it outright because he had inherited it from his father when his father passed. And so we had like a $2,500 deductible on it. So a decently high deductible. So the money that we got for the car was the actual cash value they determined minus the deductible. They did cover the replacement of my daughter's car seat, which was nice. But I was doing the math, and essentially to get a lower deductible, like a $500 or $1,000 deductible, then I would have been paying roughly somewhere between like $20 and $30 more per month in my premium. And going forward, I'm going to consider that a lot more heavily when I think about my deductibles. Because usually when I think about my deductibles, I'm like, I'll pay the high deductible or whatever because it makes my monthly premium less. But in this scenario, I probably would have gotten more out of the vehicle than I would have put into that extra monthly payment, even over a couple years. And I work with this type of stuff all the time in real estate. I mean, you'll have a deductible for your homeowner's insurance and things like that. So whenever you are looking at getting any sort of insurance, make sure that you determine whether that higher deductible is worth the lower monthly payment or vice versa. And also, I had multiple people tell me that in wintertime, car thefts become a lot more common. So make sure that you're being safe with your vehicle, make sure that it's always locked, and just do whatever you can to protect your belongings. Never leave any valuables in your car. I'm lucky because my purse and everything wasn't in the vehicle at the time, but if it had been, that would have been a major headache, and it could have caused a lot more problems. Happy holidays!